Welcome back to Sports Center. David and Nicole here with you. Game 4, Timberwolves, Warriors wrapping up just a short time ago. Let's get into it. Steph's still out. He'll be reevaluated on Wednesday. And Ant's doing a little heat check pregame, and then, yeah, he drops in night-night. I don't think Steph does that pregame, but whatever. And then Edwards just inside the logo at the end of the first half. I mean, that's out there in Marin County. Long three. That's the way you go into the locker room. Timberwolves still down 2 at halftime, but in the third quarter, they continued that momentum, and it was all Ant. Goes to the left there, swerving through the D. A few possessions later, putting it on the floor again, and that's an even tougher creation with the left. Makes the foul shot, puts the Timberwolves up by 3. Then Ant pull up, triple, got it. Timberwolves on a 12-zip run. A couple possessions later, the steal. Julius Randle bringing it down. Dante DiVincenzo, who has not been shooting well in this series, gets one there. It's a 15-zip run. Then Edwards, mid-range, probably should get a man on him. A 17-0 run, their longest of the postseason. Ant had 30 points. Timberwolves won the third quarter by 22. There's Randle doing chin-ups. It's an 18-point lead. Fourth quarter, Jaden McDaniels getting to the rack. I said Ant had 30. Randle had 31. Started off huge and finishes with that number. And the Timberwolves hold on to win this one, 117-110 to go up 3-1 in the series. New 9-9 run. And now they've got the 3-1 series lead, and we've got Brian Windhorst joining us now to talk about this. The Wolves are an interesting team here, Brian, because midway through the season, they're kind of sideways and somewhat of a disappointment, and now they're catching fire here in the springtime. What have you seen out of them these last 3 games that makes you think this is a legit contender here?
Well, I've been very impressed by their all-business attitude on the 2 games in Golden State. You know, last year they got up 2-0 in their series against the Nuggets. They went back home, dropped those 2 games, and they had a very impressive win in Game 7 on the road in Denver. By the time they got to the conference finals, which was a huge moment for their franchise, they were exhausted, David. And I think they saw an opportunity here to come out to Golden State without Steph Curry, play some good games, and really take a stranglehold on the series and give themselves a chance going forward. That is exactly what they did. I thought all business, especially in the second half here. Ant Edwards saw an opportunity, really attacked, was able to create separation. Julius Randle got it done in the first half, and the 2 of them working together, they're really defining this last section of the season for the Wolves. They finished extremely strong, 18-3, and they've carried that over into the playoffs, and they are not their 6th seed. They were a different team by the time they got to the playoffs. I think we have now seen that in this series as well.
Yeah, okay, so they're up 3-1, looking to close out in Game 5 coming up on Wednesday. The Knicks are in the same spot.
Commanding 3-1 series lead against the Warriors. And again, it was the same 2 guys. Julius Randle had an outstanding night. 31 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Ant-Man went crazy in the third quarter. He had 30 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and that was enough to push them past the Steph Curry-less Warriors. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened with Jimmy Butler tonight. He knows 9 shot attempts ISO is not nearly enough. Kuminga came to play. Kuminga gave him 23 points off the bench. He was 6 of 13, 11 of 12 from the free throw line. Jimmy Butler, 9 field goal attempts. Buddy Hield had more field goal attempts. Pods had more field goal attempts. Draymond Green had more field goal attempts. With Steph is out, this is why you make the trade for Steph Curry. Jimmy Butler's supposed to win you 1 game minus Steph Curry, Ocho. That's what's supposed to have happened. And right now, I don't know what's going on with Jimmy. Maybe he has an injury, but 9 field goal attempts, he wasn't aggressive at all. He was coming to a jump stop, passing out of it. And it did. I don't, like I said, I don't know what's going on health-wise, body-wise. Maybe he got an injury that they're not reporting. But this effort tonight is unacceptable.
Hey, to me, Uncle Ocho, he look hobbled. He don't look healthy. You know what I mean? He don't look like he's moving right out there. And like you said, it's just like a lot of the moves that he's making.
Món quà quý giá từ thiên nhiên.
Với sự kính trọng và thương yêu,
Nên tặng cho người thân món quà gì đây?
Quà từ Umiken.
Khi mua sản phẩm với giá 98 đồng, 165 đồng hoặc hơn, sẽ được tặng một hộp C-Balance hoặc một hộp L-Calcium. Bạn sẽ được giảm 10% khi mua nguyên bộ những sản phẩm cao cấp và còn được tặng thêm quà.
Để bày tỏ lòng biết ơn,
Để bày tỏ tình yêu thương,
hãy nghĩ đến Umiken.
em cũng muốn nhận quà từ Umiken.
He gonna pass it too. That can help him get points.
Hey, you know, if
Go ahead, Ocho.
now I was just gonna say, if anything, Joe and Unc, I really think there's something wrong with Jimmy. We know what Jimmy could do when he takes the game over, and obviously trading for him and him understanding that Steph Curry's not playing, Jimmy's one that he can shoulder that load. He can put that team on his back. And the fact that he came out tonight and he wasn't as aggressive and assertive as he should be, and knowing that, listen, if we're gonna score points, it got to come from somewhere, and it should start with me. I'm not going to start the game facilitating. I'm not going to pass the ball. I'm going to do everything I can, knowing that one of the individuals on the team right now that can put the ball on the floor and score from anyone on the court is me. I mean, you expect me to be aggressive tonight, so I think there is some type of lingering issue or something going on with him.
Yeah, let's not speculate. Let's go with what we know.
My bad.
Because that's what you always tell me. Say, it don't matter. You out there on that
Right.
field. Hey, I expect the effort. And he was not aggressive. Kuminga was 11 or 12 from the free throw line. Jimmy Butler got to the line 5 times. That's not nearly aggressive enough. And like you said, I mean, he was minus 30 and plus minus. And remember the other night, Joe, in game 3, it was a situation where the last 8 minutes and 16 seconds, he didn't score a bucket. When the game really could have been, going back and forth, it could have been teetering. That was the opportunity. Julius Randle has been great this playoff series. He had a career high 31 points. Julius Randle, 25-point playoff games. As a T-Wolf, he has 3 of those. As a Knick, he had 1. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's more comfortable. Maybe there's more of an opportunity. It's kind of hard, but all I know is he's playing outstanding, and this is what you expect from your 1-2 punch. You need your 1-2 punch to be that, and then I'm gonna get some production. Okay, let me see what I can do to help y'all out. McDaniels, I got you 10. Mike Conley gave you 11. Alexander Walker, I give you 13. Okay.
Yeah.
Mike Conley gave you 11 tonight. And in a situation, your 2 big guns go off. Well, you're minus one of your big guns with the Warriors. Now the other big gun needs to go off. And that's Jimmy Butler. He's looking to pass the ball to guys that's not scorers. I can see if he's passing the ball, if it's like Brunson, who's passing the ball to Cat.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. Okay, Cat's an all-star. Cat's an all-NBA player. I get that. Who is Jimmy Butler passing the ball to that we know of as scorers, that we think of like, okay, I can see this.
Outside of Kuminga. Man, that's damn near basically
Hey,
it.
hold on. Maybe he was hoping for Buddy Hield to have another one of them games. Hey, but listen.
You what is up, my buddy?
Listen,
my buddy.
My buddy and me.
They get along in the media.
But Joe, you talked about it, Joe, what they're doing. They're running him off that 3-point line. They're not letting him spot up and shoot now. So he's not a guy that's going to take you off the dribble. He's not Steph Curry. He's not Dame Lillard. He's not one of these 3-point shooters that can pop, and elevate the shot. He needs to catch and shoot.
Yeah, so like when all the attention is on Steph, it's easy to play in that role. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
can just kind of hide or just, kind of spectate to some degree, and the ball just kind of finds you. But I think we really have to give Minnesota their credit, Uncle Ocho, especially Randall. I know Randall has heard the whispers. He's heard the whispers. And I think just throughout this whole playoffs, he's been pretty consistent for them. He's been special for them against the Lakers. And in this round, the Warriors have no answer for him. And I appreciate it because when Ant-Man doesn't really have it going, or he takes the back seat to some degree, meaning, he understands he's going to get double. So he just kind of absorbs it, throws it to Randall, and Randall kind of goes out and makes plays. He's not only scoring the ball, Uncle Ocho, he's distributing, at a nice factor, for a guy his size, and he's taking advantage of the mismatches every time. He's making them pay.
Yeah, Drew Randall had it going early. He had like 19 points early, so he got it going early. Everybody took a back seat. But the problem that the Warriors have, that T-Wolves can do is that they don't have to double anybody. There's no Steph on the court. So I don't have to double anybody. So I don't have to scramble and leave guys wide open for wide open threes. Buddy Hield is not getting those wide open threes that he got in the last series and he got the first game when Steph Curry was in the game. He's not getting those.
Right.
And so with that being said, now everybody's locked up man to man. I mean, it's not like Draymond's a threat, so Rudy Gobert is not put in a situation that he needs somebody to come help. Okay, Drew Randall can take Jimmy Butler straight up, or Ant-Man can take him straight up. And then you got McDaniel, and then you got Conley. So who do we have to help off of so somebody else, Ocho, can get a wide open shot? Nobody.
Because they figured the Warriors don't have nobody who could just consistently beat them. Yeah, Draymond going to make a couple threes. We're going to live with that. That's not going to beat us. That's not going to beat us. He going to make.
What did I tell you, Ocho? I say anytime Draymond take the first 2 threes, we look good. Because hey, I like this. I like this kind of party.
Hey, you know what's funny? It's amazing to see, obviously, with Steph being out, and I'm sure there are other teams like this, and something that I didn't even know, and I didn't learn until I started talking and watching basketball with you guys, this season, and now even more has come to a head with understanding that most of the players on certain teams, they have weaknesses and they have strengths. So with a superstar like Steph being out, now it's coming to head where I'm looking at, I'm noticing, well, goddamn, with Steph being out, I understand how great a player he is, but I didn't know how great he was and how he made everything else work going on around him. Because now that he's out, now you have others that the scoring is not coming from anywhere else. Jimmy Butler's not playing like playoff Jimmy, the Jimmy we used to seeing. And now you have the rest of the supporting cast. Nobody can do anything on their own. Their weaknesses. In football, when you have 11 players on the field, most of the time, there's certain players you can hide what they don't do well. You hide it for a little bit. Now, in this playoff atmosphere with Steph being out, everybody's being exposed for what they can do as opposed to what they can.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. It's like that in any playoff series. In football, if you have a weakness, what does that team do? They exploit it. Whatever you're bad at, it come playoff time.
Matter of fact, a small example for those in the chat that don't know basketball, like these two do. Look at the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. The offensive line,
offensive line has been a problem all year,
Joe. And all of a sudden they get the Super Bowl, and oh my goodness, it comes to a head and it's exposed tremendously.
Yep, and that's what happened. And that now, Steph, you got to double Steph, because Steph get the ball, we're gonna try to run doubles at him. Okay, now Buddy can catch and shoot. Okay, now there are cracks in the defense. Jimmy can get to the lane. Either he's going to lay the ball up or you're going to foul him. Well, with no Steph, we can play you honest. You ain't going nowhere, because, Jimmy, you're the only one that can create a shot for yourself. Draymond is really not creating a shot for himself. Buddy Hield's not creating a shot for himself. I mean, who's else in the starting lineup? Pod, he's okay. Tyson Jackson Davis, really? So Kuminga, Kuminga comes off the bench. He played 30 minutes. I'm not worried about Kevon Looney and all these other guys that got in mop-up time. Gary Payton II. That's not what he does. He's a defender. He's a 3-and-D guy. He can, spot up and shoot. But he's not looking to take somebody off the dribble. That's Steph. But Steph is more dangerous because so much attention is focused on him. Man, somebody robbing you blind over here, and you looking at Steph because you know what he's capable of. And they robbing you blind right at your front door. They go to the front door. They got your TV. They got your refrigerator, your microwave.
Hey, listen.
Your stereo system, and you worry about Steph, and Steph got his hands in his pocket. And next thing you know, like, well, hey, who stole my dish? You'll be looking at me the whole while.
That's why Minnesota's playing the defense that they playing, and switching, because it takes you out of your counters that you can do if you're not switching. So they switching, playing man up, man-to-man defense, mano a mano. Let's see what you got in your bag. And we don't think you can score enough points for us to have to double anybody. And they did, bro. No. They took care of business. They came to Golden State, did what they were supposed to do. Obviously, I know they wanted to get home court back. And with Steph being out, I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, we know it's going to be an uphill climb, Joe, with no Steph.
It's just not, because the T-Wolves are too high power. When you got your two big guns playing the way they've been playing this whole postseason, and then you get these other guys chipping in, it's going to be hard to beat them, because it's hard for the Warriors to come by points.
Right. Because so if I got two guys going off, and we're going to talk about this a little later, you look at the Knicks. You see how the Knicks' big guns went off? Okay, we're gonna offset JT. We'll talk about him in a minute. We're gonna offset JT. We'll offset Derek White. Okay, so Brunson go get his, and now Cat get his, and now you let OG get his, you let Mikal Bridges get his. You can't overcome that.
It's gonna be
Somebody. So now you got Drew Randall and what you call him combining for 61. Okay,
52.
I need Jimmy to at least give me 30, 35.
Yeah.
So now if he give me that, these other guys chipping in, that helps. But when all the leading score, Kuminga was his leading scorer, he had 23. But then I got my starters got 14, 5, 14, 13, 11. If you add all that up together, that ain't 60. And then by the time I get that 13 from Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and I get that 11 from Conlon, I get that 10 from McDaniels.
It's a wrap.
That's your game. They put up an effort, and people like, but man, this was a close game. No, it wasn't.
Hey, listen.
No, it wasn't.
But what we do see in this postseason, you got to be healthy. That's why I say, the West so thick, they're gonna beat each other up. The East thick over there, they're gonna beat each other up. So whoever come out of each conference, man, you gotta hope you're healthy at this point.
Well, I know what you call them, hoping the Knicks make the finals. Anybody else making the final? Well, the Celtics not making it. But anyway, the Knicks, because I don't know if there's anybody on the West. OKC don't got no following.
Hey.
They ain't got no national following. Now Ant-Man might bring some draw, but you need the
hold
Knicks.
on.
Ain't nobody else. I mean, it really Indiana.
Hold on. Man.
You don't see them in the finals. You know what that is, Joe. You saw them in the finals. You remember?
Yeah.
That was,
Even with
you talking about back in the day
with Shaq and Kobe.
I
I mean, so think about it. So you got to have that domino